Hey guys, JSP from JSP Talk Sports here, and we're back with another UFC roundup. UFC 220 went down last night, and Alex Pereira versus Magomed Ankalaev Part 2. So we'd all remember what happened in Part 1 with Ankalaev basically dominating Alex, and we were wondering, well, what went wrong? What happened to Alex? Wasn't a normal performance by his standards at all. And Alex was saying he wasn't himself. He said he wasn't himself. He said he wasn't feeling well. He said he was at 40%. And how often have we heard fighters talk this? That they wasn't themselves, making excuses and inverted commas, whatever. Boy, the man was right. He wasn't really himself because he came back in this match and just stepped forward one time from the onset and pushed Ankalaev on the back foot. So in the first fight, Alex was on the back foot. He's not accustomed fighting on the back foot. Um, his coach said he was sick. His coach said he was sick. He said he was 40%. I guess we have to believe it now that he was really at 40%. And yeah, this time he pushed forward and pressured Ankalaev from the start, basically hitting him with some nice early low kicks. Um, if you know, or if you know about fighting, um, with regards to stances, Ankalaev's fight in a southpaw stance, meaning he has his right foot forward. So this time, rightly so, Alex decided to attack that front leg, that lead leg, and with the attacks on the front leg, after a couple, Ankalaev had to switch to orthodox, meaning left foot forward. Now, anybody who is familiar with fighting as well would know that fighters do fight in both stances if they have to, but they do have a dominant stance. Now, hardly ever likely that a fighter is going to be equally as good in both stances. You all can agree with that, I guess. So you would have a weaker side in inverted commas. Yes, you would want to develop your other side, other stance, just as close as possible to your dominant stance. It wouldn't really happen like that because most of the time when I guess people are under pressure, they would go back to what they know, whether it be a wrestler going back to his wrestling, if he had started off striking, or going back to the stance that you know. Now, if it is that your leg is going to be destroyed, you may have no choice to fight on your weaker side if you would have started off in your dominant side. So in this case, Alexander's team, I guess he didn't have the power last time to be confident in moving forward and attacking the leg last time because we all know he has some very powerful kicks without any much pivot at all. Um, and he moved forward and hit Ankalaev with those leg kicks, had Ankalaev backing up. And basically, Ankalaev was forced to fight in his weaker stance, which is the orthodox. And Alex Pereira with an overhand right. We all know about Alex Pereira's power. Once he lands a good shot, that could be it, lights out. He wobbled Ankalaev, and basically the most vicious ground and pound you'll ever see happened with multiple punches, multiple 12 to 6 elbows, vicious ground and pound. And Herb Dean had to step in and stop the fight. So this was a different Alex Pereira in this fight. The same Alex Pereira didn't show up. Now, my thinking from the first fight was that uh, as champion, he was traveling too much. He wasn't in his normal camp. Yes, when he travels, he would go and be sparring with people in different camps that he's visiting and stuff like that. But this time, it seemed that he got back focused. He got back to where he needs to be, and this was the Alex Pereira that we're accustomed to. So people are wondering if he comes back here and he loses again, that might be the end of his aura. Yeah, but Ankalaev was saying before the fight, no more Chama, no more Chama. But Chama is back. Chama is back, and yeah, this was a total annihilation. By the way, if you all would know too, in MMA fights, this is Alex Pereira. It was his fastest fight at a minute 20 to get rid of Ankalaev this time. He basically showed that Ankalaev didn't belong. So, although people were thinking Ankalaev provides the biggest threat because Ankalaev from Dagestan with wrestling and stuff, listen, Ankalaev is not like Khabib and Islam and those guys. Ankalaev is a striking Dagestani. Yes, he may have some wrestling. He's not on the wrestling level as those other guys. So if anything, he's a striking Dagestani. And it showed in the first fight, his striking was on par with the 40% Pereira. Really good striking. Um, but yeah, everybody was thinking he would provide the biggest threat because we all know Pereira coming from the kickboxing background and base kind of suspect in terms of the grappling and wrestling and those kind of things. But obviously, those things would have improved a lot under Glover Teixeira's tutelage. So he does a really good job. Ankalaev went in to try to get a takedown. It was easily stuffed. And we saw in the first match too, Pereira as well, much improved in the um, ground takedown defense, sorry, as compared to when he now started. The rest of the guys in the division are basically strikers. So if he has to fight well, by the way, we'll get into this, like a Earlberg basically striker, so will be even a better matchup for Alex Pereira. But what's next, by the way? What's next? As we go on, I will let you know on the other matches that would have taken place. But what's next for Alex Pereira? Does he fight at Olberg? Does he fight the winner of the the Yuri and Rondre Jr., which is Yuri? We'll deal with that. But remember, you already got, I think, 4 title fights already. 2 against Alex Pereira, both losses. Ulberg being the fresh new face, probably for the parity. They go with that new opponent. Or the winner of the Thomas Penal versus Cyril Gane. Thomas Penal versus Cyril Gane. There's a big one coming up. The easier matchup there would be Cyril Gane for him because Cyril Gane is also a kickboxer, and it would be, I think, easier for Alex Pereira to match Cyril Gane as compared to Thomas Penal. But it seems like he's willing and ready to fight Thomas Penal as well. Thomas Penal is big, by the way, so I know Alex Pereira usually cuts a lot of weight. Remember, he used to fight at middleweight at 185. I don't even know now how he used to make that weight. He's walking around at high 220s. It'd be easy for him to probably move up to probably like a 240 or thereabout. But Thomas Penal is basically like close to the limit of the 265 for heavyweight. So Thomas Penal is going to have a good probably 20, 30 pounds or even more on Alex. So that one will be interesting as well. But you know what? After the fight, Alex called for a John Jones fight. So he's basically, John Jones is retired. John Jones was, I would say, John Jones was ducking Aspinall at that heavyweight fight. So he went into retirement. But Alex Pereira basically called out John Jones for the White House fight. So will that be something that we'll be seeing? White House card. That would be the main event. Alex Pereira versus John Jones. But I don't know how that would work though, because it wouldn't be for the heavyweight title, So I don't know, because Alex Pereira plans to win the belt in 3 weight divisions. He already won in the middleweight 185. He's the current light heavyweight champ, and his plan is to win the belt at heavyweight as well. So we'll see how that goes. He wants the super fight versus John Jones. I guess that would just be for the money, White House fight, that kind of thing, legacy, and then he could come back to fight Thomas Penal or go back to 205 and clean house again. Now he did a couple of things I've never done before in terms of no champion has been able to come back and win, especially on a immediate rematch. No older person has been able to come back and beat the champion since Randy Couture, I think it was. Alex Pereira is 38 now. He came back and beat ANKALAEV at 33. This was so dominant that it doesn't even warrant any sort of rematch because you think it's 1-1 and a minute 20 second knockout, and nah, this doesn't. If it was competitive, it was that kind of thing. You could I think okay, probably a rematch. So is it Alberg if you want to get that new parity, or Yuri, which I doubt, which would be a good fight, is a good sell. Thomas Manal will be a good one, but the John Jones ones is a huge one. Let me go into the co-main event, which was MERAB Davashvili versus CORY Sandhagen. Now, MERAB won this over the 5 rounds unanimous decision. I feel really sorry for CORY Sandhagen because I don't think he could have done anything better. He was well prepared for this fight, but just MERAB does MERAB things, and MERAB, with his insane gas tank, with his wrestling, MERAB had 20 takedowns. Now, MERAB has, I think he's the first person for over 100 takedowns in the UFC. I think he's up to 117 or something. He was 93 before. And 243 total strikes. This was, is MERAB. MERAB is in line now for the best ever at 135, definitely. And there's talks of him going up to 145 to face Alex Volkanovski. That'd be a nice one because Volkanovski is not a tall, big 145er in terms of MERAB. This could be like a dream matchup to be able to possibly capture his second belt. So yeah, MERAB dominant against CORY. CORY always put a fight. I love CORY as a fighter. Sandhagen. Just really MERAB is on at a front level, and CORY couldn't match. So yeah, really sorry for Sandhagen there in that one. MERAB dominant. And then moving on to the Coco, or the one before the co-main event, was YURI versus Roltry Jr. and YURI Prohaska, down 2 rounds. And then in the third round, I don't know what Roltry Jr. was thinking, deciding he going and try to brawl with YURI Prohaska. And who does that? That doesn't go well. You try to brawl with YURI Prohaska. Yes, YURI Prohaska fights with both his hands down, but the man is unorthodox as F. How do you prepare for a guy like Yuri? Yuri is really the living, breathing, modern day samurai. How do you mimic his movement? The man is totally different. And yeah, you decide to brawl, TKO, Yuri getting his win there, coming back out in his stoic fashion to watch the Alex and ANKALAEV fight. Kind of shedding some tears. I don't know if you were shedding tears at like at the moment of wow, Alex Pereira came back and win, or shedding tears that he knows he may not get the title fight because ANKALAEV lost. I don't know, but yeah, you don't try to brawl with Yuri Prohaska. So Roger Jr. after winning the first 2 rounds, getting stopped. And moving down, Josh Emmett lost via submission to Yusuf Salal in a minute 38. So we know Josh Emmett is tough as they come, and that one was a bit surprising. Is it basically signaling the downfall, the decline of Josh Emmett there. And Joe Pfeiffer around 2 submission over Abush Pigayan Magomedov. Yeah, that's at 185, I think it was. Joe Pfeiffer with a nice win there as well. So yeah, big night of fights here, guys. Review of UFC 320. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about this one. And what do you where do you think these fighters go next in terms of who do you have Alex facing? What's next for MERAB? What's next for Yuri? And yeah, well, they're talking about the White House card. possibly for sometime next year. I don't know if it'll be for International Fight Week or if it'll be before that, but it'll be the biggest card or the biggest combat sports event ever, top in the Sphere event. Dana White always talks about, hey, we topped last year, this was the biggest thing. And they always manage to top the top. So that'll be really interesting. Who do you want to see on the White House card? There's rumors of Ronda Rousey possibly coming back, Conor McGregor fighting on that card as well. Well, John Jones. Who do you want to see? So let us know, guys. And don't forget, like, share, subscribe. JSP Talk Sports UFC.